getting your psoas unlocked helps so much, especially if you're driving and traveling a lot. Your psoas is going to be chronically tight. It's a gnarly device. I mean, it just looks like two pieces of plastic that are going to kind of jam into the side of your hip bones, basically. But I will say that, your psoas connects so much all over your body, and it's huge for energetic flow. When we talk about meridian flow, or we talk about just overall energy flow in your body, having your psoas locked pulls your spine and your body into unnatural areas, or unnatural positions. So those unnatural positions put unnatural stress on your body, and especially if you're traveling a lot, you need to be at peak potential. You got to do what you got to do. I had the same reaction though. I was like, ew, $80? Are you kidding me? Like, hitting that buy now button was the most painful. It was more painful than the first time I used it. I was like, really, guys? $80? And then I used it and was like, ow, but cool, but ow. I think I was on the phone with you, Shane, the first time I used it. I was physically concerned that I did damage to my psoas or my hip flexors, but apparently that's how it's supposed to feel when you're unlocking them. So yeah, I have a whole bench full of recovery stuff. I know Shane and I have talked kind of ad nauseum about the compression boots. I've got a full rapid reboot recovery system for legs and core and arms. It basically functions like a blood pressure cuff to pull all of that fluid from your toes up into your torso, and your arms, your fingertips into your torso, so that your lymphatic system can press it out. So your lymphatic system doesn't have a pump like your circulatory system has your heart. So you have to do something to physically move that, whether that's bouncing or running or whatever, right? It's an amazing recovery tool. I got hooked on it while I was living in Chicago, going to an athlete lounge pretty regularly. It's kind of like a little athlete clubhouse, my favorite place on the planet. But I mean, now that I have one at home, tonight I will be sitting here for probably 2 hours, and it's when I give myself permission to watch TV. I'm allowed to watch TV because I'm in the compression system and I can't do a whole lot else. I'm kind of stuck either laying on the floor or whatnot, or listening to an audiobook. But it's that's stellar, and there are places that offer it as kind of one-off. You can go in for an hour and get it. I ended up buying it because if I used it every day, the break even was pretty fast. The other thing that I do now regularly, and was doing regularly for a long time, it makes a huge difference, is cold therapy. So Shane knows I probably took it a step, I won't say too far, but further than most people would. I got really tired of buying 20-pound bags of ice and hauling them in and almost cracking my bathtub, and then watching $26 literally go down the drain, after 10 minutes. So I went out and I bought a 10 cubic foot chest freezer and filled it with 50 gallons of reverse osmosis water and a whole bunch of sea salt. And it runs for 4 hours a day, and it stays at about 45 degrees. So now I just go down into my garage. I jump in there for somewhere, depending on how cold it is, somewhere between, 8 and 20 minutes. And it's interesting to see how quickly my body has adapted. And I will say that it has, in concert with additional, movement and weightlifting and things like that, it has definitely changed the composition of my body. I am cold less often. I'm also hot less often. So I feel like I definitely stay much more in a middle ground. But from a recovery standpoint, it's amazing. I come off a heavy lifting day or a long run, or I'm just feeling beat up. Now it's just a daily thing. Like, it's kind of like drinking my morning coffee. I just want to go sit in the ice bath. Hugely helpful. But yeah, compression, rolling, stretching, ice baths, hot baths, saltwater baths. I know dudes aren't usually like big into the whole bath thing. A lot of guys aren't. But they're super helpful. Inversion tables are amazing, Ben. I actually used to have an inversion table. I just found myself using it less and less because it didn't hang me quite as up and down as I wanted. I'd rather be like a bat. If I'm gonna be in one, I want to be like hanging from the ceiling kind of thing. That's probably not safe. But yeah, inversion tables are amazing. And they're great for starting, again, to drain some of that fluid out. But if you don't have access to one, just get your feet up the wall. It's an old cross country trick. Lay with your butt as close to the wall as you can, your feet pointed up the wall, and you're golden.